I'm live. I'm back. Miss me? Hope everyone's out there is having a good time. I know I'm having a good time. I'm trying to change some things around. I haven't used this in a while, so I got some branding up there that I don't know what's going on with the branding. So let's change the branding to put back the online Big Blue branding because I do another podcast as well. So we got a couple of things going on here. Hope everyone's doing good. Hope everyone's ready to talk some Giants. Everyone's talking. We're going to do information on the big ticket giveaway, Coaches Club, hanging with me in the Coaches Club, on the field, all fun stuff like that. Last preseason, well, actually, it's the first preseason game. It would be the Jets preseason game. I put my watch on because I do need to cut out at exactly 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Hope everyone's having a good day. Looks like we're going to wait for a couple more people to jump in here, see what's going on. I know this was kind of a last minute thing here, and we didn't know we were going to do a live stream right away. Kind of wanted to get it out of the way. I'm not, it's not that I don't like doing live streams. I just kind of trying to get away from all this stuff and all the nonsense. But you know what? All the nonsense is we're never not talking. Isaac Yiadom is a Hall of Famer. 100%, Zach. Hall of Famer. Hall of Famer. Right now, book it in Canton. Get him the gold jacket. Get it over with. Let's just put him in the Hall of Fame right now. I'm not going to do a bus ticket for Isaac Yiadom anymore, even though I should do a bus ticket for Isaac Yiadom. I should just do it right now. I got an internet problem here right now. Why is my internet bouncing? Come on, internet, stop bouncing. Work the right way, Mr. Internet. Excuse me, I need a drink of water right there. We're going to talk about the lovely Isaac Yiadom and what's going on here. Yay, what's going on? What's good? Everything's good, Zenith. Everything's good. Everything's good. Everything's fine. Everything's dandy. Everything's exciting because you know what? The Giants hopefully are going to be starting training camp on July 27th, I believe it is. It's going to be the day we kick this off, get this party started. My hair looks good today. I was trying not to screw with the headphones, kind of doing a little Vanilla Ice pompadour right now. But the hair looks good. The hair's coming in nice. I think that's always a good thing. That's always a good thing to have. How's everyone else been doing out there? Haven't seen everyone in a while. Just got tickets for the Falcon game. You know what's funny? Let me tell you something. I was looking at tickets to the Falcon game, Jake. When was I looking at them? I was looking at them about 2 weeks ago. And I laughed because I was like, I could probably go to that game, but before the move. And I was like, I think I want to go. And they were cheap. Secondary market was nothing. And then they announced Eli Manning's Ring of Honor retiring number 10. And now the base ticket's like $120. Have you been to a casino? Have I been to a casino? Have you been to a casino up here in Seaside? Yeah. Liz, I grew up in Central Jersey. So Zachary, I lived in, not by the shore, but I lived like 40 minutes, not even 35 minutes away from Seaside. So yeah, I was a Seaside kid. I was 2 tickets. Yeah, 2 tickets for 2 tickets for $250. Not bad. No, that's not bad at all. That's not bad. And parking. Oh, you got and parking. That's good. You got a Jake, you got a red lot or a blue lot pass? What did you do here? What is a big video? Did you get a live up with the hair? Hey, listen, man. You know what I went? I'm going to tell you this right now. I went short on the sides, and I love it because I don't want to turn my head too much because it's like a pompadour and it is very Vanilla Ice. So it is very. Hey, Jose G, what's going on, man? I mean, I always feel like I when it goes up too high, I'm always like, stop, collaborate, and listen. Ice is back with a brand new invention, something. I can do the whole dance too. I can tell you daily and nightly. Will you stop? Yo, I don't know. Let's see here. I'm sorry. I just had to go with my Vanilla Ice. Jose G, what's going on? Everything's going good, man. Everything's going great. I don't know. It's from a season ticket holder. That's a good price, though, for a season ticket holder. What do we do here? Will you ever do a film review on the channel? Sure. I'll review a film. What film you want me to review? I'm watching right now. I'm watching a really bad horror movie, The Evil Below, The Evil That Lives Below. Will Patton is in it from Remember the Titans. I got to the first half hour of it. It's really good. I like bad movies. I like bad movies. So we are going to talk about the ticket giveaway. We're gonna do it. We're gonna do a ticket giveaway where we're gonna have some. I work at Casino Pier. Oh, well, that's Casino Pier. I haven't been there in a while. You know what? I should take my son down there. My son has yet to go down the seaside. He's yet to experience the large size pizza at Seaside Heights, or as we say in Jersey, going to the shore. Sharknado, bad movie. Review over. But like I said, what we're gonna do is we're gonna do a ticket giveaway, and I'm gonna try to figure out what the contest is. But I got an extra Coaches Club seat, and it's for the Jet game. They moved the time to 7:30, I believe, and it's a Saturday. And the Coaches Club, if you haven't been to the Coaches Club, it's the club where it's the seats that are on well, they're not on the field, but you get to go on to the field. You have they have a little area you go and you stand in there. And then you have seats. I think it's in row 8, right on the 50. And then at the end of the game, which is really cool at the Coaches Club, you can actually go out onto the field after the game. They let the Coaches Club guys, they open the gates and you actually go on the field. I threw and caught a touchdown pass at MetLife. I can literally say that. Man, my hair is big today. I am very Jersey, man. I should have a Camaro. I should have a Z28. But we're going to give those away. I don't know what we're going to – Big Vito, I knew you would appreciate that. I don't know how we're going to give the tickets away, and but it'll be fun. I'm not going to provide a parking pass. You'll have to park on your own. So that'll be interesting. So I'll be over in the red lot. But, we'll hang out. We'll go to the Coaches Club. If you've ever been to the Coaches Club, it's awesome. You get all the food you could eat. It's free. Alcoholic beverages are on your own dime, but anything like soda, water, and stuff like that, you get for free. It's they cater to you there. It's nice. If I it's a place to GTL, man, gym tan laundry. I was in the gym yesterday. I don't tan though because I'm Irish. So saltwater taffy. Saltwater taffy is always good there, man. I love the saltwater taffy from Seaside, from the shore. I love it because you know what? We were the Jersey Shore before the Jersey Shore, before the MTV, because Seaside was just a place to be. But I want to talk Giants here. I don't want to talk about how wonderful I am because I already know about that in my short days. Oh, I do want to show something that was kind of funny. Wonderful Father's Day gift because it actually matches my hair. Oops, it is my new microphone, a headphone holder, and it's of Elvis Presley. So look, see, same here. Elvis, Tim, what do you think about that? Oh, that's good hair. So I thought that was pretty cool. I guess it's a what is this? It's a what do they call that? That thing they do with the laser, not the laser printer, whatever it's called. The printer they do. Everyone knows what I'm talking about because I can't think of it off the top of my head right now. So I'm just not even going to say what it is. But let's talk some Giants football here. We're going to figure out how to get. Oh, and I want to thank everyone for hitting. We hit 6,000 subscribers. We also hit 1,000. We also hit 1,000 Twitter followers on Twitter. Yeah, that makes sense. All in the same day. So I think that's kind of awesome. I appreciate that. Will you do more unit reviews on the Giants? Sure. Whatever you want me to do. Whatever you want me to do. I will do. If you like, so you got a suggestion for a video, just throw it out there. I got thousands of ideas for videos, man. I could do like 5 Giant videos a day. And I could even go back and do old stuff. But I do want to do another, because I did the linebacking core. I think I might have done them all, though. I've done the linebacking core. I've done the quarterback. All right, quarterback, though. Daniel Jones. Let's talk about Daniel Jones for a second. Okay, and I made this comment. If you like Daniel Jones, that's great. 100%. I understand. If you think he's going to be the greatest quarterback since Phil Simms or Eli Manning, I understand that as well. But come correct with facts. Don't just tell me that he is going to be the greatest Giant quarterback and there'll be an MVP and throw over 50 touchdowns. Come with facts. I did a video the other day, and I just said, if he implodes this year, that the Giants may have to go outward and look for a quarterback, but there's really no one in free agency. And the draft is going to – I don't think the Giants are going to be bad enough that they're not going to be within the top – in the top 10. I think if anything, like I said, they will maybe just miss out on the playoffs. So maybe they'll be like, in the high 20s, late teens. So I don't think they're going to be bad enough, but they may have an issue. But like I said, just if if you got something to say, just make sure you come correct with the facts. If DJ can get us in field goal range with our defense, we can win some games. You know what the problem is? Worrying about that, Zach? Graham Gano, while he had a wonderful season, remember Ali Hashishik. People aren't going to remember Ali going back to the early 80s. He had one season his rookie year. He was Mr. Automatic, Pro Bowler, All Pro, all the wonderful stuff. He could not miss. He was the Giants' secret weapon. And then the next year, he just crapped out. He was out of the league like 2 years later. So I'm not saying that's going to happen to Graham Gano, but I'm thinking that you can never rely on. We also had a kicker last year, 2 years before that. We had a wonderful kicker the year, a couple of years ago, and look what's happened to Mr. Rojas. He's no longer in the league. So you may be automatic one season, and then the next year you might be automatically looking for a new job. But I'm gonna have to do I haven't done a special teams unit breakdown, and I think maybe I will do that. I am still trying to figure out how to give away, though, the Coaches Club tickets. Chill, Daddy. What's going on? Yo, nice to see you. Welcome aboard. Welcome back. We're only going to do a stream once in a great while, maybe when we get towards the season. I am potentially going to be doing a couple streams with some other people on their channels. I'm just not into the stream thing. You know that. I tried doing it. It just didn't work out. Not that it didn't work out. It's just not me. But not that I don't like looking at myself on camera all day, but it's fantastic. But Aldrich, Zach Attack. But like I was saying, I don't even know. I was talking about special teams. I think I will do a video on special teams. I am still massively concerned about two components of the Giant defense, and that's going to be the linebacking core, and of course, that's also going to be the defensive end position. Do one on Dave Gettleman's terror. I did one on those, Big Vito. I've done a couple on Dave Gettleman, but I'll do another one. I'll do another one on Dave Gettleman. All right, this is Dave Gettleman's. I'll do one right now for you. This is Dave Gettleman's make or break year. If Dave Gettleman's first draft class flames out and last year's does not progress, the Giants aren't going anywhere. If Daniel Jones craps out, he's not there. He's fired. But if everything falls into place, everything will be fantastic. Everyone will love Dave Gettleman. Dave Gettleman will be a genius again. And you know what? You have to hope that Dave Gettleman is a genius. You have to. You have to hope he's that mad scientist. We got a lot of ifs. And I think I said, if we do this and if that happens, we're going to be good. Vegas right now has us between 6 to 7 wins. And I always go with the money guys. I've said that a million times, that the money guys are the guys that's their job. Their job is to know the market. Their job is to know the place. Their job is to understand what's going on and make money. And that's plain and simple. So if they're saying, and they're usually pretty, not right on, but they have a very good percentage because that's how casinos stay open. So I'm just thinking that it's like I said, I'm still seeing maybe 7 wins, 7 to 8. If Daniel Jones turns the corner, I think you could potentially see 9 to 10 wins. And I think Daniel Jones will. I think the defense will give us 5 wins just by themselves. But if Daniel Jones doesn't turn the proverbial corner and literally start beating teams with winning records, we may only get one. We may only get one more win out of that. So we got to hope. Maybe a trivia questions for the ticket. No, Jose, geez, yeah, these are big tickets though, dude. This ticket is for the Coaches Club, man. The Coaches Club. You get to go. You also get to go see the Super Bowl trophies. You get to get weighted on hand and foot. They have a prime rib there. It's just crazy. And the fact this is the first game open. This is the first game that they're going to let people in the stands, man. I had to be there for this game. Ouch, I had us at 9 to 10 wins. My thing is, it's not that I'm saying it can't be 9 to 10 wins. But I'm saying you can count on at least 5 wins by your defense. If you look at your 17 games, you figure 5 wins for your D. You hope that the offense, then you have to project what your offense is going to give you. And like I said, if Daniel Jones maturates and turns the corner, you could potentially see an additional 5 wins from your offense. But if the offense is like the 83 offense, you could potentially see the Giants winning just another game and be doing the Vegas perspective and have 6. Oh, this is a good one. A video idea: secrets of old Giant Stadium. There are so many great things about East Rutherford. I loved East Rutherford. In some ways, I grew up in East Rutherford. I grew up in the Meadowlands. And I always tell the story about the first time there in 76 against the Dallas game. And if fans that don't know it, they had this weird way to get up to the upper deck. You could go up the normal way, but they had like these, it's like a circular, it's all made of concrete. It's like a circular, it's just basically a circular thing that goes up and you can literally just walk all the way up. And the cool thing is when you're a kid and you're at the top level, you could run down this thing. And if you had a skateboard, it would have been awesome, man. Because I mean, Tony Hawk and them should have gone there. Maybe they did. But once you got down momentum, you get down to like the mezzanine level, you just kept going. And you literally couldn't stop yourself from going. Any GM can give a free agent what they want. That's true. And I know you guys are talking among yourselves. But yeah, I agree. You know, like I said, I don't know if the Giants knocked it out of the ballpark because they had such a great free agency pitch or the fact that they just gave these guys more money than anyone else, which is fine. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. If you have the cash to give and that's what it takes to get you a quality player, then that's what you do. That's what you have to do. I love how if you go on Twitter and average Giants predicts somewhere between 11 to 14 when Daniel Jones the next John. Kevin, I'm not allowed to go on Twitter anymore. I've been banned from Twitter. Well, I haven't been banned from Twitter, but I go on Twitter and that's what gets me in trouble because I get aggravated because I see the same thing. And that's why I said it in a video the other day, or was it today? Be a fan, not a fanatic. A fan understands his team's weaknesses, or she does as well. They understand the weakness. They understand the problems they have. They understand what they do well. A fanatic just thinks everything is great no matter what. And that's the problem. So I always tell people, be a fan, not a fanatic. Be a smart, intelligent fan. The credit card bill will be due soon. Yes, the credit card bill will be in 2022. But like I said, if you win, no one's going to care what happened. There's going to be some tough decisions in 2022. Like I said, you're gonna have to figure out what you're gonna do with Peppers, and you're gonna have to figure out what you're gonna do with Barkley, and then if Jones turns around, you got the year after that. You got to worry about that. Imagine Eli with all these weapons. Eli had weapons at times. Eli was not devoid of weapons. People forget about that. I mean, it's not like he had some of the greatest weapons all the time, but he had Shockey, he had Toomer, he had Hillard. I mean. He had some guys. So, I mean, it's not it's not like he didn't have guys, but if you put Eli in his prime, and I'm talking not 2007, I'm talking like 2009, 2010, you put him on this line. If you put him in this situation with these guys, but with a better line, you would have one hell of a team. How will 17 games affect the playoffs? It's not going to. It's not going to affect the playoffs whatsoever. I mean, you're going to have some guys that are going to be like, it's a money thing. It's a money grab. They lost the preseason game so they can generate the revenue. I am more interested in how the ECK, what's going on? ECK, how you doing, my friend? I'm more interested in seeing how they're going to split the revenue. I'm not sure what the Players Association is doing with that 17th game. So I'm curious how that's going to affect the salary cap and contracts. But I don't think it'll affect teams it may give a team an opportunity to get into the playoffs, but I don't see it being that much of an adverse effect. Because like I said, you're also losing a preseason game. My biggest worry about the offense this year, the O-line is still a huge question. How will Daniel Jones fare with the deep? What's funny with Daniel Jones is evidently the greatest deep ball passer in the history of the NFL. That's what people tell me. And I just like looking at my hair today. You know what, guys, when you're 50 or over 50 and you got hair like that, you'll understand why you keep looking at it. The O-line's the biggest question mark. And what can he do with the wide receivers? And he's got to find them. That's it. It's pretty simple. He's got to go through his reads. He's got to go through his progressions. He can't be a first read quarterback. And that's what it is. Mike Lee, no notification. Yeah, I know. This was just quick. I was just throwing this up there because I promised to do it. I kept getting Mike Lee. How we doing? I kept getting people yelling at me that I didn't do anything for 6,000 subs. So I just did it real quick. I wasn't expecting a lot of people to show up. I didn't even put it out there really. So I just put it on Twitter like 10 minutes before we came on. But that's okay. Like I said, I just wanted to have a nice chat with the guys. Let's see here, but you should save. So, you know what? The Tomlinson thing is still going to bug me because it's like we gave him away. It's like we let him walk. It's like we let another defensive tackle walk over to Minnesota. And that kind of bugs me. That bugs me quite a bit. But like I said, if Jones can go through his progressions, if he can learn to climb the ladder in the pocket, if he can see that he's not locking on to his primary and he becomes more than a first read quarterback, even 30-40% of the time, he should exponentially improve and he should have more than 11 touchdown passes. Plain and simple. I'm worried he'll lock on to Kenny G. You know, I'm worried about the same thing because I think Eli did that towards the end of his career too with OBJ. You know, he just seemed to find OBJ and it worked at times. It worked at one season. But after that, it really didn't go anywhere. DJ better take advantage of. You know what's funny? I forget. You know, Mike, do you actually bring that up? I didn't even think about that. You know, Eli is the fan experience, and I forget what the other thing he was. But you know, he's probably working with Daniel Jones. You know, he's probably going to be in the quarterback room. You know it. I mean, you got a feeling that he's gonna that Mara and Tish were like, hey, you know, if you want to go down the quarterback room and do a little film session, we're not going to say anything. I didn't even think about that. I should do a video on that. Yeah, Eli forced him. Yeah, he forced ECK. You're right. He force fed him quite a bit, and it was to a point that everyone knew where the ball was going. And I think to the detriment of Eli, that's you know, because people are like, well, he's only going to OBJ. Well, it's also at one point it's all we really had. Oh my God, man, you gotta talk. Like I said, I haven't talked this long, and I don't know how long. I'm just joking. I talk all the time. It was fun to watch. It was fun to watch. I mean, there were some plays though you had to scratch your head with Eli. And I do think that the Kenny G situation, I hopefully is not going to be the same, that it's going to be a lock-on effect. But I think that Jones has more weapons than Eli had with OBJ. And I think he has got more quality. He's got more quality weapons. So I think it's going to be interesting to see exactly what he can and cannot do. Because it's not going to be like, hopefully, that he's going to just lock on to one guy, because you have other options. And you should have a better tight end room with Rudolph there if his foot's okay. Ben McAdoo did suck. He had that one good year. And I've told the story a million times about it. It's kind of the inside story about Bob McAdoo and the Eagles. And I had a friend that worked in he was working at the time for the Philadelphia Eagles. And I remember when we signed McAdoo, I was like, in your face, man, we signed McAdoo. You wanted him. And he was like, no, Doug Peterson was always our guy. He was like, I don't know where the press got that we wanted McAdoo. He's like, we always wanted Peterson. It's like, we were going to sign Peterson. And they signed Peterson like the next day, which I thought was funny. Yeah, since yesterday, I talked to this. Yeah, that's true. I did a video today. I did one quick in the morning. Big Vito, you know what? Zeidler is going to be what I'm more concerned about Zeidler than I am Tomlinson, because you have to hope that Austin Johnson and Danny Shelton can hold up the line. The only problem with Danny Shelton is, and everyone seems to overlook this, but over the last 3 seasons, his run play has dropped and his ability to rush the passer has actually gone up. So he's not the same run defender that people think he was like 3-4 years ago. And he's never going to be on the same level as Dalvin Tomlinson, because Dalvin Tomlinson, for people are like, well, he only had X amount of sacks when he was here. He drew a lot of double teams in the middle of the line, which freed up Leonard Williams. So you got to kind of hope that Dexter Lawrence, and he helped with Dexter Lawrence too. So you got to hope that it's not, the addition by subtraction is not subtraction by subtraction. I was watching a Schoolhouse Rock the other day. I know you people know it. Conjunction, junction. What's that function? Hooking up train. But I know it had nothing to do with maps. That was conjunctions. Whoops, what do we say here? If you put the ball near OBJ, he would get a most. That's true. And that's the thing with Mr. OBJ. You threw him the ball, you knew more than likely he was going to come down there. He was going to potentially come down there or do something spectacular. And I love how people are on Tony's case because his shoes didn't fit and all these other problems. And he didn't hold out, but he didn't go to the one camp and blah, 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 blah. They said the same things about, I'm not saying he's OBJ, but they said the same thing about OBJ's rookie year. Remember, OBJ didn't come in until really do anything like the third game of the season. Michigan got his first. If McAdoo would have got Holmes, that would have been interesting. That would have been interesting. Wait a minute.
King of the almost sack.
That's for you, Mike Lee. I saw that down the road here. Another giant film YouTuber. Another giant film YouTubers say King of the almost sack helped Tom. Yeah, no, it's the other way around. Tomlinson helped Leonard Williams. Without Tomlinson, I don't think Leonard Williams would have been as successful. Without the secondary at times, the same thing, because like I said, it was more coverage sacks, which is fine. You have to get the I don't care if you get the coverage sack. You still getting the sack. You didn't play Kings. You know what? I'll play it again.
King of the almost sack.
We don't want him to be king of the almost sack. The thing with Kenny G too is he catches balls that are somewhat near. Kenny G, everyone's all hyped up about his ability to go after the contested catch. Yeah, he's also drops a few. I've talked to people that are Lions fans, and a lot of them were not that upset that he left. They were more upset that they didn't get anything for him. They said that he could be maddening and frustrating at times. If we trade Tomlinson, Zeiler, and Ingram in 20, we could have gotten a lot. I would have rather have always kept, like I said, I always would have kept Tomlinson. Zeiler, I can't believe that what he got for with the Ravens that we couldn't have done, renegotiated and did the same thing. I mean, I understand. Let's see here. Fire. Thank you. I agree. More fire. I like fire. I got I got my other thing now. No, it's no longer fire now. It's going to be, hold on. Wait, let's see what I got. Now it's lightning. So it's for, and I still have the ever popular. You got to have the toilet flush because that's hopefully we're not going to do the season. I'm worried about Kenny's injury history. He played a couple, he played what, 2 seasons, 1 season, 16 games. I'm not worried about his injury. I'm worried about the hip. I'm not worried about his injury history. I don't think he's injury prone. I just don't think he was lucky. I mean, he had the hammy, he had the hip, he had the hammy. I just worry about the hip because if it's a hip pointer, and I know they had an orthopedist and look at him. So the Giants did their due diligence. But it's just that's a tricky injury to come back from. I've never had a hip pointer, but I've injured my hip. But and I know that it's a painful injury to go through. I mean, if I had to rank my worst injuries playing, it was when I dislocated my shoulder, my second ACL tear, and when I hurt my hip. Those would probably be the worst. The concussions never bothered me. Sorry. Sorry, my brain sticks sometimes in overdrive. Draft lottery in a few minutes. My team for I know the draft lottery. You know what's funny about the draft lottery, ECK? The Knicks aren't in the lottery. Oh, Saeed just said that too. They're not in the lottery. I don't care about the lottery today. Screw the lottery. Screw it. Don't care. We're not in the lottery. Oh my God. That alone, man. I know the Knicks season was a disappointment towards the end, but I had us winning 32 games. We weren't going to I didn't make it. The playoffs was bonus, and we see what Atlanta's doing. I mean, that's freaking awesome. I don't know if I'm around the whole stream too. Well, then you're not my favorite person right now, Seed. I'm just kidding, my friend. You always leave wonderful messages and great messages. Someone's got to come up with an idea or a contest for me to give away this Coaches Club ticket, man. I mean, the picture you see behind me right now is taken from the Coaches Club. That was taken. I was literally, like I said, you're on the field. You're on the field. People are saying, don't panic on Tony training camp. It's a bit too early. Oh, I just ranted about that. Say he's fine. Don't worry about it. I'm not worried about it. They said the same things about OBJ when he had the hammy in training camp. So, I mean, it's fine. You know what? I'll be more worried once we hit training camp and we're in week like 4 or 3 and he's having problems. Then I'll be worried. But it is what it is. People have to relax. And I know people are just making content. So, but be a fan, not a fanatic. I had the Knicks at the 14th seed. Really? Like I said, I don't know what 32 games would have made them, what seed they would have been at. Like I said, but I had 32 games. I mean, I didn't think that, like I said, the playoffs, man, never even crossed my mind. Danny Shelton may be better passer rusher, defensive. Yeah. If you look at Danny Shelton statistically over the last 3 seasons, his statistics and his ability to stop the run has gone down. His ability to rush the passer has gone up. Is interesting. The only problem with playing the 3-4, I know they're going to do a hybrid 3-4, but we don't have the linebackers to play 3-4. We really don't. I like Reggie Ragland as a run stopper. I don't know if Ojulari is going to be. I know they've kind of transitioned to Carter Coughlin into almost a full-time linebacker position during the minicamp, but I don't know. I don't know what you know what Patrick Graham. He's got to pull some magic out of his hat because I don't know exactly what they can and cannot do with the personnel we had. And I've said it before. Last year was a defense by substitution. This is one's going to be a defense by versatility. Because a lot of these guys are going to have to be on the field more than 40, 50% of the plays because once you start working in packages, the film is already there from last year. So we can't go the same route. The film is there. And I tell you, from a guy that sat in film rooms and broke down footage, every nuance of that defense has now been broken down. Tony, next OBJ, I'm praying he's a little bit. I like Patterson. I thought they were actually going to sign Patterson. I don't think he's the next OBJ. I think I was saying he is like OBJ. OBJ, when he first came to the Giants, he had the hamstring issue. He wasn't getting on the field. Everyone was like, oh, no, we got this guy from LSU who's kind of a diva. And OBJ and Tony's kind of a diva, too, if you go back to look at him, what's going on in Florida. But he's a little bit of a diva himself. Tank for Malik Willis. I love Willis. I already did a video the other day. I love Malik Willis out of Liberty. Love him to death. Think if he could probably be had below 10 unless he has a wonderful season. His problems are, and this is what'll make you laugh, was his ability to hold on to the ball. That's his problem. That's his problem. His ability to hold on to the ball. Fumbling. He only had 6 interceptions last year, and he threw 20 touchdowns in a kind of a quasi-weird season. So, but I think he'll be I really like him a lot. It depends on how people come back from injuries. That's the thing. People and I love the signings on the surface. If you look at them, are fantastic. Mike knows this. I don't have to tell him. If you look at him on the surface, it's fantastic. But the problem is, you go below the surface, everything when we signed is injured. It's coming off an injury. And I should rephrase that. Everyone that we signed that was like the big name is coming back from an injury. I'm kind of mad that San Francisco signed Gallman. I'm happy Wayne got a job. I'm mad that he's not here, but I wish him well in San Francisco. Evan Ingram, have no fear. The future Pro Bowler is here. Pro Bowler, all Pro Bowler is here. You are right, my friend. Welcome. We were just talking about you. We're just talking about how you sucked. We were just saying that you're going to have more drops than catches. Evan has to turn the corner this year. And I have a feeling if he stays healthy, this is his contract year. This is his money year because the Giants are not going to sign him next year unless something crazy happens in the stratosphere that he catches 110 balls for 1,400 yards and 11 touchdowns. Fans would revolt if they did not sign Evan Ingram. But it's the contract year. It's the walk year. It's the 5th year. It's your money year. This is the year where you, as an NFL player, you make your money. This is your second contract. You always want to have a big season that year 5 or year 4 because you need that second contract. The second contract is what takes care of your family. Let's see here. Nope, I'm putting up 1,210. All right, I'll take 12 and 10. All right, I can do that. I can see 12 and 10. I'm with that. I'll be down with that. Tim, say that again about the free agent signing coming off an injury. Jose G, they're all coming off injuries. Smooth sounds of Kenny G, hip and hammy. Dory Jackson, ACL. Travis Rudolph. Not Travis. I can't even think today. Rudolph coming back off a foot. I don't know what his foot injury is. They're all coming back. I'm getting $50 million in year contract. I don't care. If you get $50 million, you're going to take up a quarter of somebody's cap. I think that'd be awesome. I don't think what's his name? Did I say Travis Rudolph? I can't. I'm reading at the same time, and I shouldn't read. I shouldn't read because I don't have my glasses on. Let's see here. Oh my goodness gracious. Let's see here. Evan Ingram, what do we got here? Evan Ingram will catch a contested ball, but will drop a wide open one. Yeah, he will. And the guys, you hit him in the hands, and he has. Oh, wait a minute! You hit him in the hands, and his hands don't work. These kids don't know who Ernest Gray is. Ernest Gray, 1,000-yard season for the Giants back in '83. Good wide receiver. Got stuck playing with people like Tom Mulledy, and I think Byron Williams one year, and he was in what's his name? Johnny Perkins. He was a good receiver for the Giants, never great, had one really good season. Ernest Gray. I liked Ernest Gray. I think he was 83. No, his jersey was 83, but he had his big season in 83. And then he kind of just fell off the proverbial planet. But I liked Ernest Gray. Ernest Gray was a good player. Oh, let me see here. My head's hurting tonight here. I'm trying to find some good. Come on, guys. I need some good Giant topics. I'm only doing this once, and I'm gonna do a Madison Hedgecock, Henry Hanoski. Really good fullbacks. But come on, Zach Attack. The fullback of the day, Maurice Carthon. Let's remember Maurice Carthon. That he was part of the Jersey Generals backfield with Herschel Walker, where they both rushed for over 1,000 yards. Most people remember Maurice as just a blocking back for Joe Morris, but Maurice was the guy. These kids don't know anyone before Eli Manning. Yeah, and I did that before. I'm not going to get into that rant, but like I said, if your quarterback knowledge consists of only Eli Manning, you got to remember the bad times. There was bad times. The Pisarchiks, the Jeff Rutledges, the Scott Bruners. I've gone through the lineage of names, the Kent Grahams, the Danny Cannells, the Dave Browns, the Craig Mortons. You got to go through all that. I mean, that's, and I keep saying you're gonna whiff more on a quarterback than you're gonna hit, and that's just the way it is. So like we have to just we have to just take a deep breath with Daniel Jones and see what happens. Ernest Gray was consistent. He was consistent, but he also played with bad quarterbacks. Ergo Scott Bruner, injury-plagued Phil Simms. He also got to play a couple times with Jeff Rutledge. In all seriousness, though, Tim, what do you think the Knicks should do in free agency? We need a point guard. 100%. We need a point guard. I don't know if Ball's going to get if we can get him out from the Pelicans. He would be my first choice. Do I think it's the best? No, I don't think it's the best option, but I do think they got to go with it. They got to get a point guard and they got to find some 3-point shooting. Spencer Dinwiddie, I know, is probably not going to get. I guess he's not coming back with the Nets, so he would be interesting. No, he does not equal Dave Brown yet. Mr. Lewis, what's going on, my friend? What's going on? All right, you know what? All right. Jesse Palmer, the original bat. I like Jesse Palmer. And I've told the story when he was still the Florida State quarterback. I believe it was after the and I'm not going to say what game. I'm not going to say what game it was in Gainesville. But I had a good time with Jesse Palmer. I had a really good time with Jesse Palmer. He had hair even higher than mine back then. We actually ran into him into a club. Actually, it was a bar in in Gainesville after a game, and it was a. I got to tell that story one day. I'll tell it. No, I really shouldn't tell that story one day. There's 2 stories I really shouldn't tell. Well, 3. The Jesse Palmer story, the weekend that I spent with Charlie Sheen when he was filming Major League 2 at the BWI airport, because that was a weekend, and the night after the Knicks game with Charles Oakley, Patrick Ewing, and John Starks that started at Fridays, the restaurant. Those are one day. If I do it a podcast one day, I would do my drinking exploits with, because I've actually gotten drunk with some famous people. Because I got a big mouth. I've always had a big mouth. I've always been cocky and arrogant. But the Charlie Sheen one, that would be like a 4-series podcast. We actually got a phone call. It used to be called the Latham Hotel in Georgetown, and we got a phone call from the set, and they were on the BWI airport. It's a scene where they're supposedly coming back from Cleveland, and it was all shot in Baltimore. And he was. I mean, there was a bunch of people in the room. They were actually looking for him to get up on the set, and somehow I got blamed. I got blamed for it. I got blamed for it. I got pictures too, but they stay on the archives. Spencer will do well signing Spencer. Yeah, I like Spencer. I think he would be a good fit for. I think he'd be a good fit for the Knicks. Spencer Dinwiddie, I like him. I think he kind of got lost in the sauce with the big 3. I think he would be a good fit, but we need a point guard. We need, as we need Daniel Jones to be the point guard of the Giants, we need a point guard for the Knicks. And that was the biggest issue. And when we went and got Derrick Rose, I thought that was a great signing, because I even did a bunch of videos on it before we've signed it. The Knicks were a quality point guard away from getting to the playoffs. And I'm not saying that Derrick Rose pushed us in. The only problem is they did Peyton dirty, though. Peyton got you to where you were. You should have stayed with him. That's just my opinion. I don't think they lost the series because of that, but they should have stayed. They should have stayed with him. Save those stories for the documentary 2022. I should. There was the Charles Oakley story and John Stark story is crazy. And like I said, we ran into them at Fridays. They used to be outside and right around the corner from MSG. That was crazy. That was interesting, though. How the Minnesota video idea? How the Minnesota Vikings steal our tight ends? Yeah, they do that. Or how we just let them go. That's even worse. We need a point guard and a shooting guard in camp. What we definitely need, we need a 3-point guy. We need a consistent 3-point shooter, Mr. Lewis. Hope everything's going well with Mr. Lewis, and your business. Hope everything's well. We do. We need something consistent. I'm very shocked how RJ Barrett turned the corner on that. Like I said, to me, when RJ Barrett, I have said it a million times, he turned into the corner assassin at that 3-point line. And I'm shocked by that, because it almost seemed like, especially towards the end of the season, he was hitting 40-50% of shots from that corner, from that right corner. Big Blue, the documentary. I have to admit, my life has been interesting. It's been interesting to say. It's been interesting to say the least. I have to say, I've gotten to do a lot of things that a lot of people may not ever have the opportunity to do so. And I'm thankful that I was always put in situations like that where I could, somehow do these things. I don't know why. It's my wife always says it's because of the fact that I talk to everybody. And I don't know. I've always been that way. I mean, I'll just go up to strangers and start talking to people. And it's funny because my wife would be like, somewhere everywhere we go. I think is when we went to London that I actually ran into someone that I knew in London. So I thought that was Mr. Lewis. You want to put up your social media page if you're looking for your cars, for your car service. If you're looking for a car, Mr. Lewis is the guy to go after. He's the guy. He'll find you. He'll find you the vehicle. He will find you the vehicle. He'll bring it to your house. He'll do all the hard stuff for you. So it's better than Carvana. We'll call him Carl Lewis. Ooh, Carl Lewis. I like that. You could take that, Mr. Lewis. You put the car in parentheses and do Carl Lewis. And then we get Carl Lewis too. Just throwing that out there. Just throwing these ideas out there. Just get Danny Pennings out of here, please. I don't know if he's not the guy. I'm not going to sit here and say he's not the guy. I'm not going to say he's not the guy. I'm not going to say that yet. If by week 8 he is tanking and looking hard, then yeah, you got to get rid of him. RPM lease and sales. I don't know, man, Mr. Roldy. I kind of like Carl Lewis. I'm liking that. But if you're looking for a car and you're in the area and you need it, Mr. Lewis will find that car for you. Take care of all the problems you need. How you doing, Christopher? How's everything going? Hope everything is well with you. I'm glad you could drop in. We're going to talk about it one more time. I have Coaches Club tickets, and I have one ticket that I am going to be giving away to a subscriber. Of course, you do have to be in the area. Airfare is not included. Drinks are on you, and you have to buy me drinks. But I'm going to try to come up with an idea to give away this ticket. And if you're in the area and you do want to take a shot at the ticket, just give me send me an email at tim@onlineBigBlue.com. And I'm thinking about an idea to give away. It is for the Giants-Jet game, the first game in MetLife since the COVID. It is in the Coaches Club, so we will be able to go on the field at the end of the game. I think that'll be fun. I think that'll be interesting. And plus, you get to hang out with me. Lord knows what'll happen hanging out with me. Tim, Giants research scavenger hunt for the preseason game. Ooh, that's actually good. I like that. We could do that. I'll give you the young ones. Yeah. A good thing is a lot of my audience is older, and because you check the demographics, and a lot of my audience is between like 25 and 44. So it's a good demographic. I'm with you, Tim. I'm not going to say Jones isn't the guy, but make sure that I'm nervous. I am very nervous about Daniel Jones. I'm not overly nervous, but I am very nervous that he is not going to fulfill his promise of year 1. And that makes me sad. And I'm talking very slow, and it's not a say-sore. It's because of the fact that I'm trying to read something. I like when people send you private chats because I don't know how to click that button. But I just found the button and I see all these private chats. So I don't think you're supposed to put someone's private chat up. So I'm not going to. If DJ's not the guy, would you trade for an established? Here's the problem, Zach. I don't know who we would get. I mean, there's really no one available in free agency in 2022. I don't think we're going to be bad enough to get up to the top. And like I said, I think Willis would be pretty good. I'm a youngin', but understand football. You know what? That's a good thing, Zach. You actually do leave some very wonderful comments, and you have comments that show you understand the sport, which is good. Nervous, like a long-tailed cat in a room full of rocking chairs. Ooh, that's a good one. Yeah, I am nervous. Let's see here. I'm glad we have training camp and preseason games this year. We also need to weed out the garbage before the season starts. Yeah, we have interesting decisions. I think Julian Love, and some people were talking about his versatility. I think he's going to be on the bubble because of the fact that he played well at times and he played better at the cornerback position, but he was being wasted at safety because of all the safeties we had. I also played in high school. Oh, what position did you play? What position did you play, Zach? If Daniel Jones doesn't do good this year, it is because our offensive line. You know what? I've seen quarterbacks play. Yes and no, Ivan. I've seen quarterbacks play behind some horrid offensive lines and do well. Eli Manning at times had some bad offensive lines. If you remember in 2004, now, yeah, it's not a good analogy because Eli only won one game, but Kurt Warner was sacked all the time. And the sack total went down when the rookie quarterback came in. Why? Because the rookie quarterback was making faster decisions with the ball than the veteran was. I played linebacker, defensive end. Cool. How many sacks? 20? 10? I never got a sack. Well, I played safety and quasi linebacker, kind of like a Logan Ryan. So I never really got to. They never let me blitz. And I've said this a million times, and I mean this with all sincerity. There's only two things that stop me from going pro, and that's injuries and lack of talent. Without those, man, I would have been all pro. If I had talent, you would just watch out. So middle linebacker time and defensive time, oh, that's good. 25 sacks. Wow, that's a lot. That's almost you're not Zach. You're not king of the almost sack. You are a king of the sacks. You're not
king of the almost sack.
25 sacks. You and Leonard Williams have about the same total. Same career total. What does everyone think Leonard Williams is going to do? How many sacks? I'm saying 5.5. Because, like I said, the league is not going to be a surprise anymore. You're losing the double team protection from Dalvin Tomlinson in the middle. You're going to be playing Leonard Williams in the middle unless you're going to sit there and try to quasi put him out on the edge, because we do need an edge. I'm very concerned I still think we should go off and go after KJ Wright and Melvin Ingram. But I'm leery to the fact that it could be 4 to 5 sacks again. And then he'll have all of his pressures. Yeah, Jose, 4 to 5 sacks. And he'll have all of his pressures again. Everyone will be like, oh my God, he's got all these pressures. Oh, pressure is so wonderful. And I keep telling people, the league does not look at pressures. I've sat in meeting rooms. They didn't sit there and go, well, he had this pressures and this quarterback hits. The problem always it was in a meeting room with Tomlinson, the coach of the Steelers now, who was a defensive backfield coach with Tampa. Him and another coach are having a conversation about things such as that. And they didn't say it the way I say it, but they're basically saying that pressures need to equal something. You can't just say pressures, because if pressures equal a touchdown, that meant the pressure meant nothing. If quarterback hits equal a touchdown, it meant nothing. Pressures to hits needs to equal blank. Now, if you have 20 pressures and 19 of those pressures are incompletes, then you're doing something. But if not, it's not a stat that teams sit there. It's a stat for beat writers and fans. Just throwing that out there. I was able to read and play, would call the team's plays before it happened. Oh, that's good. You had talent. You had talent. But you know what? I got Elvis. This is the greatest gift ever. You gotta love it, man. You gotta love those printers, those things. He is king of the almost sack. Set the bar low for him. Yeah, I think so too. Yes, Titanium. I was just talking about that. Kurt Warner could not get out of his own way. He faced tougher defenses and was sacked 13 times. Why? Because he made faster. You just missed the whole rant I had about that. Eli made faster decisions with the ball than a former league MVP. I laugh because my wife used to call Kurt Warner numbnuts, because every time she watched a game with me, he would fumble or take a sack or do something. And she's like, oh my God, that damn numbnuts. I always thought that he should have patented that nickname. But that was exactly right with Kurt Warner. And everyone's like, well, they wanted to just start Eli Manning. Yeah, they did. The Giants were 5-4 when they took over, when Eli took over, and then they only won one game after that. But it was, it was a learning experience. But that was, it was a bad line, but he could get rid of Eli could make the decision to get rid of the ball. Now, he didn't complete a lot of passes, but at least he got out. He understood that a lot of times you need to throw the ball away and fight for another down. I screamed at the Giants game when I screamed too. I'm always yelling. Hey, he got 7.6. 7 point. What did I miss? Who got 7.6? What did I miss? I'm not good at going back and reading. Reading was never a highlight. That was a good thing about in the late 80s, early 90s. If you're athletic and you were good, you didn't have to read. Reading's highly overrated. And I am just joking. Please don't send me emails telling me that you shouldn't read. Reading is very important. Let's see here. Not lost field position. Yes, that's the thing. Fight for another down. Do not lose field position. Yes. Eli Manning understood that his entire career. I used to love it because sometimes Eli would go down like he got shot. And it was because of the fact that he was, you know what? You fight for the next down. you don't make the mistake. And Eli made a lot of mistakes, but that was more towards Kevin Gilbright's offense. I loved Eli, man. Eli, I gotta go. I think I gotta go to the game. I don't know. I'll have to see. I'll have to see what happens. What's your take on Carter breaking it? I like O'Shane Ximines. I like O'Shane because I can say the name so well. O'Shane Ximines. That's like I can say Yannick Ngakoue very well. I actually have an O'Shane Ximines jersey. Bought it his rookie season because I thought he was going to do well coming out of Old Dominion. He only really had one move, and the problem is he didn't seem to progress. So this is going to be his make or break season. Carter kind of turned the corner in the end with his play a little bit. People got more pumped up about what he did in the scrimmage than what was going on the field. I like seeing a full training camp. Achilles is a tough injury to come back from. We'll see his ability to push off and how he can move and see what his lateral movement looks like. But we have to wait and see. We have to wait and see. Both of them are to me, both are on the roster bubble. Rain defense is fundamental. Yes, rain defense is fundamental. It should be fundamental for all quarterbacks. 7.5 in 2 games. I guess that's true. That's true. Okay. Sorry, Big Vito. I was missing some things here. Glad you did a video on fans who think John. You know what? It's not that I don't think he's going to be like Josh Allen, but thank you, Mr. Lewis. It's just that Josh Allen is his own quarterback. Daniel Jones needs to be his own quarterback. He's not going to have the progression because Josh Allen progressed from year 1 to year 2 to year 3. And people say, well, Buffalo has a better team. They have a better line. He did progress more in year 3 when they went out and got Stephon Diggs. And you hope that's going to happen with Daniel Jones, with Kenny G. That's you hope that's a Stephon Diggs, but they're 2 different players. And I've said it before, Josh Allen is more like a point guard. He creates his own opportunities in the pocket. Daniel Jones needs to run a design play. He is not a quarterback with very good pocket presence. And all of his big runs are usually up the middle when the defense overcommits. And I've said this before. Josh Allen last year only ran for 400-something yards. Daniel Jones ran for about the same amount, but Daniel Jones, most of his yards came on 3 plays. And that's the thing. And you have to understand that. You mean Kevin Throw? Yeah. Kevin Gilbride, man, really screwed up Eli Manning for a while. He really did. He really did screw. I mean, it didn't screw him up. It just statistically screwed him up. And that's what got fans on his case. Only because of the fact that you throw deep so many times and it worked out a lot of times. Tom Brady equals Eli Manning. You know what? I love the thing where someone sent me the video with Eli Manning and asked what Tom Brady's favorite wine was. And his favorite wine was, I can't beat the Giants. And hello, Eli Manning. Just talking about you. Let's see here. I think Dante Pettis would be a good receiver for us, especially. You know what the problem with Dante Pettis is? Dante Pettis was given all the opportunities in the world with the 49ers. They evidently put up with a lot of crap with Dante. And Dante, it took him almost 2-3 years for him to even learn the playbook in San Francisco. Now the Giants, hopefully, I don't know if Jason Garrett's going to simplify. Jason Garrett cannot simplify the offense any more than he already has. He's going to have to expand it. So I hope that Dante has the football IQ to help and expand his role into the offense. I didn't get screwed up. No, you didn't get screwed up. And yes, you are the GOAT. You are the GOAT, Eli Manning. You are. Who do you see as our future quarterback that doesn't progress? Malik Willis, Liberty. Drafted him number 16 next year after he comes out and has a big season. He'll be a quarterback the Giants have never seen before. And in this organization. He'll be we've seen it before. He'll be Fran Tarkenton, but in a different way. He's more athletic than Fran. Fran Tarkenton was athletic though. For a guy that you would think, and it's amazing because if you look at the guys in the 60s and 70s and you look at them compared to the athletes now, you're like, how did he run around the pocket like Fran did? Same with Roger Staubach. You call Roger. That's one of the greatest nicknames also. And I hate the Cowboys, but when your name is Roger the Dodger, I mean, that's just a great nickname. Hopefully he will throw away the pick play and teach someone else. Yeah. I remember Kevin Gilbride though. My favorite story about Kevin Gilbride was, I can't remember what game it is. It was in Hakeem Nicks' rookie season. and they threw a quick out to Hakeem, and he took it like 80 yards for a touchdown. And every week for like 6 weeks, because Kevin was just this way, he would run the same play. It never went anywhere. The same thing with running the draw on 3rd and long. Oh my God, my wife and I used to scream at the TV. And it was always the same thing. We would sit there with Kevin Gilbride going, "Don't run the draw. Don't run the." He ran the draw. That's just what he did every time. Every time, man. Did you see Tom Brady wanted to be the Giants to play us before he retires? Yeah, good luck with that. Eli Manning might come out of retirement. He might come out of retirement just for that, just for that game. And I still think Eli Manning could beat. I still think he could beat Tom Brady. I think Eli had another year or two in him. I do. I think, but the whole Daniel Jones situation, and I think he got a bum rap towards the end. But that's neither here nor there. But I think he could have played another year or two. Joe Wall and the Jets would do the same thing. Third, yes, drove crazy. Like oh my God, I'd be screaming, "Don't run the draw, don't run the draw." He ran the draw, and it was like clockwork, at least 3 times a game. And I remember once he actually went with a play action. And I think it was 2006. And he hit Shockey down the middle for a big play. And then like the next 2 weeks, he would run the play action. Kevin Gilbride gets a lot of crap, but he was a good offensive coordinator to a point. He was a terrible head coach, and he got punched by Buddy Ryan. I mean, that's pretty bad. You get punched by, I think Buddy Ryan was 197 years old too. So what's his name? Stroman has a hip soreness as well for the Mets. I'm a Met fan. So the Pistons won the draft lottery. That's interesting. I like when people say to me, "You're not professional because you read your phone." Oh, I was going to wrap this up at 9:00, but I'll go a couple more minutes. I'll go 9:05.
That's what she said.
Sorry. I'm a huge Eli fan, but I didn't have another year in him. I disagree with you. It's okay, Rolly, to disagree with me on everything. I always say that, you know what? And at the end of the day, we're all friends. We're all friends. We're all Giant fans. I'm just saying that Eli got a bum rap because of the fact that towards the end, because all the excuses that you put, everyone's been hyping on Daniel Jones about the receivers and the line and everything else. Eli had the same problem the last couple of years. He's had the same issues. And I think Eli understood how to make the decisions. And Eli, to me, was one of the reasons that Saquon Barkley was so successful, because of the fact that his pre-snap adjustments put Barkley in the right positions to make the big plays. That's why I said, if you look at Daniel Jones' statistical average in yards with Barkley, it's much lower than with Eli Manning. And some of the best games, even during the Eli Manning, Daniel Jones swap season, I like to call it, in 19, the biggest games that Barkley had was with Eli Manning under center. Why? Because he knew how to put him in the right position to get the matchup. Tony could be good for Daniel Jones. Steve Smith, 2 different players. Steve Smith at a USC, had the one big season, over 100 catches. More of a possession guy. You got to hope Tony's the big play. You got to hope he's the big guy. Disagree respectfully with facts backing up your statement. See, that's it. That's why I always tell people, you want to disagree with me, don't curse at me. Don't say bad things about my family or disparage my wonderful hair. Just back it up with facts. And that's all I always ask people to do. Back it up with facts. I will listen to everyone talk forever as long as you back it up with facts. Thank you, Mr. Lewis. I agree. I thought we agreed with that. But like I said, it's I was better than Daniel Jones. You still are, but you might still be better than Daniel Jones. You might be the best quarterback in the quarterback room. Had to find the button.
That's what she said.
Sorry. You know, I'm getting towards the end when I'm playing with the buttons. Oh, geez.
That's what she said.
Sorry. I would have taken a shot at Trey Smith. You know what? Trey is going to be a good quarterback, I think, but he's a project. I would have taken Fields. I just have this, like I had the feeling with Dwayne Haskins, how he was going to be horrid. I got the same feeling. I got the reverse feeling with Justin Fields for some reason. I don't know why. I really don't know why. Did you get attacked? No, man. I told you what I got for Father's Day. This is awesome. I got 3D printer Elvis. He holds what's going on. He's a headphone holder. It's awesome. And I got these nice headphones, these very expensive headphones my wife got me. I think it was for my birthday. So she spent way too much money on these headphones, but that's okay. They're actually really good headphones. They're like the best you could have because like I'm a professional. Professional what? I don't know. Let's see here. Do you think Tony can be Daniel Jones? I already answered that question. No, I don't. I hope Tony is a lot better. All right, we're going to wrap this up in 5 minutes. 5 minutes, and someone's got to give me a good idea of how to give away this ticket. The other question is, if anyone's in the local area, does anyone really want to go to the game with me? It's a preseason game. I love preseason games. I will sit there all day. I love preseason games. I love just watching football. Let's see here. Tell us how the 86 Giants would have a missing ring episode offensively. The missing ring episode. I didn't know about the missing ring. You should have had a missing rings episode on the NFL Network. I didn't know about that. I'm not sure what's going on with that one. Might need to explain that one to me because I'm a little slow today. Because I'm better than Daniel Jones. Yes, I say you're better than Daniel Jones. You are better than Daniel Jones. Like I said, you may be still the best quarterback in the quarterback room. I think that's crazy. 12-4. Oh my God. You got a loss. 80, what was 89, man? What was 89? 89, we lost. We lost to the Rams 13-19. In divisional round in 89. If I remember correctly. I think we were 12-4 that year, 89. I don't remember. I'm drawing a blank. My little cousin could. I think so. Okay. All right. Use a random number generator for the giveaway. Ooh, that's a good one. Random number generator. I may have to do that. I want to do something fun now. I want to do something fun for the giveaway. Because you get to hang out with me. Come on. That alone. That alone's exciting. I think. You get to sit in the stadium for 3 hours with me and eat food and drink. I mean, come on. That's worth the price of admission. If you've ever been to the Coaches Club, man, the Coaches Club is phenomenal. I mean, it's one of those things it's one of those experiences. And it was funny, though, because it's just one of those experiences I always tell people, if you have an opportunity to do it, and here's another. Can I put this one up too? Here's another. I got a bad green screen here. But that's another picture from inside the Coaches Club. So, like I said, I mean, let's take the fade out. Let's do that. Here we go. Whoops. Oh, there we go. So that's also inside the Coaches Club. So it's and then there's that's the trophy room, of course. You get to go to the trophy room. You get to go to the Coaches Club. You get to yell at players. I loved it because I always tell the story about Jason Pierre-Paul. I got his hat. It's downstairs. I got his hat from his skull cap from his very last game of the season when he was with the Giants because we were on the field and we were yelling at him and he came over and actually gave me his hat, which I thought was pretty cool. I got it in a box. I think that was the Flipper Anderson game. Yep, that was the Flipper Anderson game. That's right. We lost that. That was to the Rams. All right, guys, we're gonna wrap this up. This was fun. We're not gonna do this a lot. I am gonna do I'm gonna do a stream, but not on my channel. I'm doing a stream with another YouTuber. Hopefully soon. I have to message him. But it should be interesting. Interesting in a good way from my perspective, because this is a guy that seems, and I didn't really know a lot about this YouTuber, but he's been around forever. He's probably one of the longest YouTubers, and he takes a lot of crap. And I think he's a lot he says a lot of things that are 100% true and 100% accurate and 100% right on the money. But I think sometimes what some people perceive to be the shtick gets in the way. But I didn't really get to watch his videos until recently, and it's actually kind of funny. He says a lot of things that are 100% true and 100% honest. I guess just people don't like him. And you know, if people don't like you, you're a friend of mine. You know that. Plex, we're cutting out, man. We're cutting out for the night. The only receiver who had a better statistical season after not even his quarterback was Martellus Bennett. I loved Martellus, man. I love Mr. Bennett. I love the black unicorn. He was awesome. In Dallas, man, I hated him, but as soon as he came over the Giants, man, he was like my favorite player. Not Mad Dog. Bad Dog? I already did stream with Bad Dog. I like Bad Dog. I think Bad Dog is very intelligent. I think he's got a good opinion on things, and he actually has an opinion on things, and he sticks to his opinion on things. I'm not going to say you may not be wrong with that. You may not be wrong with that. I have to get Mr. Cop, and we have to figure out a time, because I really do want to do a stream with him, because you know what? I want something, it's great when I do it on mine, because I kind of keep mine a little bit PG, but I just want to unload. just want to go off. I want a Tim rant, but I want like a 4-hour Tim rant. And if there's anyone to rant with, he's going to be the guy. He will be the guy to rant with, man. I have not listened to Fizzy Vegas. Everyone tells me about him, but I don't listen to him. I don't listen to a lot of YouTubers. It's Cop Zizzle. Is that how you say it? I can never say his name. I just call him Cop. Because, I think that's because you got to give him that respect, because I guess he's been the longest giant YouTuber around. But I think it would be an interesting combination and fit, because I think and it was great, because it was a couple of weeks ago he reached out to me, which I thought was awesome. Because of the fact, like I said, he has been doing this forever. So we got to make it happen, Captain, because I got some stuff to say, and I think he'd be the one guy that I could say it to, and not have to worry, and not put out an order of protection. So, all right, guys, we're gonna wrap it up tonight. We went a little long.
That's what she said.
We're gonna, like I said, hopefully, I'm not gonna do a lot of streams. This is gonna be, we'll do another stream to do the ticket giveaway, probably in like 2, 3, 4 weeks from now. I'll probably be on a couple other people's channels. If you get an opportunity, go watch or go listen to our good night, Plex. Go listen to our other podcast, which is NFL Talk from across the pond and back. I do it with a gentleman named Dom from the UK. Talk everything Giants. We talk everything football. We talk everything that's just football related. Actually, last week we talked about soccer and the new European Football League. Also, you can listen to the podcasts on iTunes and everything for the online Big Blue. We're on that one as well. So I want to wish everyone a good night, a good evening. We'll keep watching the videos. We're still trying to do stuff daily, trying to turn out some good content. If you got any ideas for content, just email me at tim@onlineBigBlue.com. We can do the videos. Usually I can turn around the videos in a day or so. If there's anything shocking, let's see here. What is this? This Vegas is a shock jock and says Daniel Jones is better than Eli Manning and Phil Simms. He also may smoke crack. Is he the guy that did the video that Ojulari is going to be Lawrence Taylor? I saw that pop up in my news feed. I just clicked out of it because I was like, whoever did that video is just doing clickbait. Let's go. Last question is, Plex, you were the best tall. Plex, outside of Homer Jones, Plex was the best tall deep ball threat the Giants have ever had. Okay, thanks, Zach. Watch my videos. We got 6,000 subscribers. Thank you for that. We're closed in on 1 million views, which is just crazy because we started this channel in August 2 years ago. So I do want to chill daddy. Good night, everyone. I do want to appreciate and thank you for everyone for helping us get to 6,000, helping us closing on that goal of 1 million views. If anyone thought, if I thought anyone would watch us 1 million, watch me 1 million times, and I've said it 1 million times. There's got to be nothing good on TV if you're watching me. Let's see here, and I like Fist, Bad Dog, Entertainer, Talking Giants, and well, I appreciate that. That seems to be good company. Except I should have been first, just because you're on my stream. Good night, great stream. Good night, everyone. We're going to end it right now. Hope everyone has a wonderful evening. Good luck to the Detroit Pistons. Let the Knicks go find someone. Hope the Atlanta Hawks win, because I'm now a big Atlanta Hawks fan, because you know what? It's nice. And look for me around. Put the word out, guys. Let's get the channel bigger. Let's get the season going and rolling, because I'm going to roll through this, and we are going to steamroll this into the next season, into the next year, and let's hope the Giants make the playoffs. So all I'm going to say is, guys, have a good evening.